right, when you look at these two teams, Supersonic, it is only a 3-2 record for Solary. We chalk them up like they're like this juggernaut in the European Rival Series, but they do have a couple of Game 5 losses, albeit to Team BDS and to RCD Espanyol. But they're not that far ahead of Servette Geneva in the standings. This is huge for Servette.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we talk so much about Carrion, however, in their matchup, Game 3 out of 4 goals last week came off of whiffs or bad touches from him. So every now and then, he's opening up and creating opportunities for the opposition on that defensive half. So he's got to stay consistent there. We'll be looking to see if he can maintain possession of the ball and get some better touches defensively.
It is a relatively safe bet that this one would not go 5 games. Servette Geneva has not seen a Game 5 so far this season. But if they can pull out a win in such a game, they would certainly take it. Here's Carrion. Good pass over to Meloshisu, but his drive's going to be well wide. Seems like Solary right now just testing the waters here, see what they can get away with against Servette Geneva. Servette going to face yet another salvo. It's going to be Zafir lobbing one into Carrion, and we'll see if Servette can get on the right half of the field here. They do at least get a little token pressure, but nothing quite towards the net.
Yeah, it really feels like they've kind of given the speed so far up to the team, up to the side of Solary. At the beginning there, we saw Kieran go up into the corner. 2 players from Servette come up to the wall. One of them backs out, back down to the box. The other one makes no attempt to pressure the ball, and they're going to need to put pressure against these guys. You're not going to want to let them have possession and just slowly bring the ball up to your net and get whatever shots or passes they want off.
Yagi does get in front of this shot, and now one on from Mirror. That's going to be saved away as well. Exotic, another big lob downfield. This turns into a track meet running up and down the field with clear after clear. You have to imagine that will favor Solary. But right now, Mirror Wing, his shot's going to be saved by Meloshisu. He had to make that save falling into his own net. Now Mirror looking to center again for Zafir, and Exotic jumps in the way. There's at least some offensive pressure from Servette, but they can't sustain it. This ball will actually not cleared downfield. Now it is, as Carrion will find Exotic, and Yagi gets in the way as well. But Carrion, with a clever first touch, has to get taken out by Mirror Wing.
Yeah, Mirror, good to go in, take him out there, but it's one of those things that Carrion does so well. He gets control of the ball, and he's a threat. You don't take him off the field there, he's going to easily put that one into the back of your goal. Good job for them recognizing that and getting out and blocking him.
Carrion to Meloshisu, but no third man to follow up as he'll wait all the way back. Now Melo again. Back it goes to Exotic, and again, back and forth. These teams continue to play, and you're just waiting for someone to make a silly mistake. Nothing punished just yet.
That ball was up for a long time there. There was nobody from the Servette Geneva side that came in to make a challenge on that. They just left it, but as we're talking about it, Zafir going to come in, get himself a goal as he brings that one up and under the defense.
Servette has won exactly 4 games this season, all by 1 goal, and here they lead late in Game 1 against one of the better teams they've faced on the schedule. Almost a second goal, but that save made by Carrion. Now Exotic. Backflip flick to try and send one on, change the speeds. Might have been better served just throwing one at full speed. It didn't work out. Now Exotic trying to force one through, and Zafir very patiently waiting for the save.
This pacing right now out of Solary does feel like it's going their way as Carrion brings one across the backboard and Exotic picks that one up. They're starting to get this speed going. It feels like they're in possession of the ball and the pace of this game, and they have tied it up. And in the final minute, that's not what Servette Geneva wants to see.
Yeah, all that hard work to get A late lead in game one has been washed away by the efforts of Carrion and Exotic, and then Carrion almost broke their hearts again. We dip down towards the final minute, and things are getting a little hairy on the defensive end for Servette, but they hold strong. Now Zaffair will find Meloshisu on the backboard. That's a whiff at midfield, and Solary will not give up possession. Meloshisu got one, almost got another, and Zaffair recovers to make the save. They're not out of the woods just yet, but they do have the numbers advantage. 3-on-2 the other way, and Carrion makes the save.
Man, we're talking about how much fun Meloshisu and Carrion are to watch, but don't forget about Exotic. He is going to go for some nutty shots. A couple of them so far this match where he's tried to get some creative force throughs, take the ball under defenders, ground pinch. He's throwing everything he has at these guys, and eventually one of these is going to get through.
Zaffair, the lone goal for Servette Geneva. Exotic, the only strike so far for Solary, and now 2-on-1 the other way. It is Yagi trying to win this in regulation. He cannot. That ball is not touched down yet, however. Now it will, as Servette had a golden opportunity. Now they go to golden goal. And a drive early on in overtime, saved by Yagi, ranging to the post. They watched game one flash before their very eyes. Now Mello with a shot. That's stopped by Yagi. Double commit, set away by Zaffair. So Servette will get away with it. Now back the other way. Mira, can he get back in time? Yes, he can, but only barely. Follow up from Carrion. He's missing high. He's human after all. And Servette with two close calls. Now watch him score on the other end. No, Carrion makes the stop.
Bit of a triple commit there on the Servette side, and then almost a double commit up for that ball. Servette Geneva basically just scrambling for 48 seconds so far here in this OT.
Both these teams have played plenty of overtimes, and they've played plenty of time in extra time so far this season. Geneva looking for their second OT win. It would be huge against this Solary squad. Mirror over Exotic. Tried to pinch that along the ground, but Carrion not fooled. This will drop back to Meloshisu. That threw off the timing of the Servette defense, but Yagi makes yet another clear right at the post. Now Exotic. Oh, what a drop down for Carrion. And again, knocked away by Zaffair. The passes are very clever, Super, but the defense of Servette Geneva is not backing down yet.
The defense isn't backing down, but the defense isn't getting anything transitionally here as they open up the net. And finally, the goal is going to go the way of Solary. 2-1, minute 42 into OT as they take this one down. Servette was just scrambling that entire back half of that match.
And maybe a time where the defense should have backed down a little bit. They tried to all break downfield. They forgot to leave somebody back at the back door, and they got punished for it. And on shot number 17 for Solary, Carrion with yet another astronomically high stat line just across the board. I mean, you don't see this very often. You know, in a low-scoring game, a guy still got 5 shots and 4 saves. You think, okay, he's not going to score, is he? Yes, he is, and he did. He finds a way to do it all every week.
Yeah, he's there on both ends of the field all the time. Go back and look at any of the stat lines. He's somebody that is both the offense and defensive presence on the field. He's also a guy that's out there controlling the midfield. Wherever he needs to be, he's there. His positioning is top-notch here in this league.
And so Solary staves off the upset bid in game one. Now Servette, after, again, you wonder, when have they given a team their best shot? Is Solary going to come out in game two and have that moment where something goes their way and they just break the spirits of their opposition? We'll see if it happens, and if so, when, as we head to Neo Tokyo. And just mentally a must-win for Servette, right, Super?
Absolutely. You got to get the win here on the Servette side to stay in this. You've got to get wins just period going for you to try and mentally stay in this for the season. But the back half of that game where they were on defense, they had a ton of saves. They saved for 1 minute and 42 seconds, but no control. It seems like once the pressure's on them, they just power clear the ball over and over again back into mid. And Solary, their midfield presence is huge. It cannot be overstated. They are there.
Yagi almost got the bump that would have opened up the net on that upper corner, but just could not knock the defender away, and so scoring opportunity is lost. This will bounce straight down, and it will be Carrion to follow that play up, and it just feels like Solary a little bit faster to react to everything that happens on the field. Servette, they have hung around so far in the first 7 minutes of this series. There's another big save made by Mirror on another huge drive. But again, they just can't get that sustained offense, as it seems like Solary is beating them to almost everything.
The spread on the field from Solary is so solid. The majority of the time on these clears, and they're trying to kick it off to the sidewall, wherever they can get the ball to. Servette's just kind of trying to get it away from their net. Somebody from Solary's almost always there to bring it right back at them, and it's just relentless how they pound the net.
Maloshisu looking for Carrion Yoni, but that's going to be well wide, and Mirror makes the save. Now he can start the attack downfield for Servette, but Solary is all the way back. They do rotate very quickly, as Exotic will have that right down to Maloshisu, and they baited Mirror Wing up a clear right down the middle of the field. Numbers the other way, and they should have a goal. They may still yet. No, it's cleared by Mirror. Now Carrion, plenty of boost to follow this, and Mirror makes that stop as well. Boy, if not for the efforts of Mirror there and Yagi just now, this could be at least 1-0, maybe 2.
I mean, every clear, I've said it multiple times this match, but it just keeps happening over and over again. They cannot get this ball out of their half of the field. The time under pressure on the Servette side, you can't possibly maintain defense for the amount of time that they have. They have for 2.5 minutes so far, but they haven't been able to get out of their half.
Yeah, when you try to graph out the positioning of all the players, whether they're on the offensive or defensive third of the field, I mean, it is staggering how much time Solary has spent right in the face of Servette, and Exotic finally breaks through the defense.
They're getting through after just relentless attack after attack after attack. It's got to be so aggravating. Every time you try and clear this ball away, somebody's there hitting it right back in your face. It's going to be a tough match.
I mean, it's amazing. Maloshisu has spent as much time in the Servette defensive end, defensive third, as most of Servette has spent on the defensive half of the field. It has been, or actually no, on the offensive half of the field. It has been stunning how far up he has been throughout this series, and especially this game, as Yagi will play one right at Carrion. Mirror will have a shot, but it's going to be well high. Sent away by Exotic. Now lobbed over to Mirror Wing. He is up first. And Exotic with a rare whip, and Zafir can't put it home. Mirror will try. It's still there on the doorstep, and they do not convert.
Possibly the only golden gift opportunity that they were going to have this entire series was just presented to them, and the offensive side is so out of rhythm, being stuck on defense. No one's willing to commit up as the second man and try and make a play on that ball. They just left it there for the one player to try and work with time and time again. You've got to be willing to come up and give that man a bit of support.
Carrion over to Mello. Can't get out of the zone. All three Servette cars, though, on the left side. They've got to spread out a little bit as we get to the final minute. They don't mathematically need to win this game, but again, battling this tough Solary squad so closely as they have, it could be extremely deflating to come up short by a single goal twice in a row. Mello for Yagi to clear with 30 seconds left. Now to be Exotic. This will pinball around. It is Zafir quickly onto this. Rare case where Servette has beaten Solary to a ball. Zafir has a chance. That will ricochet out towards the mid. Yagi can't get this centered for anybody, and they'll have to try one more time with 10 seconds left. Signals get crossed between Mirror and Zafir, but Yagi can get to this. Meloshisu's got to have the clear, and he does, with no time on the clock. Servette with one last gasp, and that will end it in game 2. A shutout for Solary, but boy, did they have to earn it down the stretch.
They definitely had to battle to get those goals in. They were taking a ton of shots. They maintained possession of that ball basically the entire match. So I do have to speak to the fact that Servette, when they're on defense and they have bodies back, they're there. They're getting blocks. They're getting stops. But they can't get anything transitioning to create any offensive pressure of their own. It's going to be disastrous if they can't figure some way to get around them. I don't know if you need to start trying to just catch the ball, take possession at your line, and try and drive it out from there. But your clears are not working for you. You've got to find something and get it going.
Well, a team that gives up over 3 goals per game in Servette Geneva, they have been solid on the defensive end. They've held Solary to only 3 goals in 2 games. But as mentioned, even though it has been a low-scoring series, they haven't been able to get the W they need. Now they drop down 0-2 in this series, and they've got to come up with a reverse sweep against a team that, again, when they have had chances to close out teams, they have converted. And this Solary team looking to try and keep pace with the likes of Notorious Legion, who we saw earlier today, and even RCD Espanol.
It's going to be really tough here for Servette Geneva to get something going. After 2 games of not really being able to get any offense started, you've been over 10 minutes of game time and not able to get that going. How do you find it here in game 3 that you're stuck in the defensive half forever?
It seems unfair to mention this, given that, again, Servette has played outstanding on the defensive end. But the losing streak expands to 8 games now where they've been outscored a total of 27-5. Here is Mirror tracking this ball at midfield, and the shot's going to be saved by Carrion. Another center ball. This will find Yagi. What a clever passing play, but Carrion there for the stop again. And again, Solary getting it done on both ends of the field. Carrion is just a menace for the rest of Europe to deal with.
And Exotic is still that guy. I know we didn't talk about him beforehand, but he's somebody to watch. He's going in, he's getting kind of these awkward second touches. On that last play when they made their attack, he came up, got the awkward touch, put it into the wall, immediately bumped the defender up the wall. He's looking for everything he needs to. Great pass from Mello with a nice shot. Going to be just off the mark.
Man, go back and look at that play too. You know, the replays are always made available. Watch that play. That is fantastic teamwork that should have resulted in a goal. The final shot at the end ends up being high, but you had everything. A little dummy play at midfield. They finally leave for a big shot. Now a shot on the other side. Zafir denied by Exotic. They had everything except the finish, and now Servette looking to make them pay for not converting that goal, as they will try to counter yet again.
What is this play from Exotic in the midfield as he tries to pre-flip that ball to get him to stop? It just, he's everywhere right now. Exotic's very impressive to me so far this game. He's been available on everything. Another shot opportunity from him. He's putting pressure everywhere.
And you just saw him steal another boost pad out of the zone. He's stolen about 9 of them so far in this game alone. He has been just impossible for Servette to deal with, and that adds up over time as well. Zafir with a rather weak shot, just trying to get a rebound opportunity for Yagi. Nobody wins this challenge, and the ball will only get as far as Zafir. Zafir flies over, trying to maybe deke out the defense. It did not work out. Carrion can't roll one by Yagi, as we dip inside 2 minutes here, and again, not a lot of offense on the side of Servette, but not much on the side of Solary as well. They've been stifled every chance they've had against Servette in Game 3.
Both teams getting stifled here by each other. It seems like a battle of the defenses at the moment. Eventually, though, I do expect this one to go the way of Solary if they keep maintaining. Exotic gonna get that knock away. Exotic with the steals, and when they do get boost, they're getting demoed. It's been super aggressive from both Mello and Exotic on the demo side as well this match.
Yeah, Mello's got quite a few, as you mentioned, but now here is Mello trying to maybe run interference. No, and you wonder if he might have been better served. He did have to get that ball back inside the lines, though. Now Geneva trying to find a goal in the last minute. They scored late in Game 1. They were answered by Solary, who eventually won in the 2nd minute of overtime. They have not scored since that 1 goal in Game 1. Yagi, that's going to be high. Might have been deflected by Mello. Now Mirror can't keep this centered as Mello will clear away. Not a lot of excitement in the last couple of minutes offensively for Solary. That's maybe one of their better chances they've had in the second half. It leads to nothing. Zafir will miss this, though. Mirror's got to sprint back, and that shot wide from Mello. Gonna wonder if he wants that one back, as he probably had more to shoot at than he initially thought.
Had a completely open net there. Gonna be off mark and doesn't get the power on it. Nice attempt there from Zafir off the backboard, looking for that double touch. Unfortunately, not able to put it on the money.
Final seconds of regulation. We're looking at yet another overtime here in our second half of Europe. Unless Syrian breaks their hearts. And oh my goodness, did he ever?
Man, what a shot from Kyrian. The highlight reel himself as he comes in. Flip reset right into that open side of the net on the left side. Great shot.
Every time with Kyrian, Notorious Legion thought they had him beat, but Kyrian came to the rescue, and then one last save as that ball was floating towards the net.